We were actually discussing position management settings.
Hmm.
So last day, we were, I think, up till here. So this one, let's just recap the first 3 points. You can use this option on this tab to regulate general behavior in position management. This one, use
Hmm.
position types. In case if
Hmm.
we have different types of positions in our company, and if we want to use that functionality, then only we will set this to yes. Based on
Hmm.
this, that related object will be enabled in the system. Okay,
Hmm.
so in manage data, we have seen that we have something called as position types.
Hmm.
Okay, so you can use that functionality only when you enable this one. Then is the position external code auto generated? So as I mentioned earlier, every object or every field has a code. So in the same way, even
Hmm.
positions will also have something called as position code. Okay, so it can be auto generated or it can be manually created also. But if you create manually, you have to keep a track of what is the next number available, so that you don't type some random number instead of going through the sequence. So just to
Hmm.
avoid that, or creating different random number ranges, if the client wants you to generate the numbers automatically using a business rule, then we will enable this one. Is the position external code auto generated to yes? So if you set it to yes, it means this code field will become non-editable, and you should be able to uh, generate the code automatically when the position is getting saved. So in case if you go to create new position, see, this
Hmm.
code will become non-editable. You will not be able to enter anything in the code. After
Hmm.
you maintain all this fields value for a position, and when you save that record, automatically this code will get generated. The next
Hmm.
available value will get generated. So that is uh, done using a business rule, and I don't want to get into that business rule now. We will get diverted. So for now,
Hmm.
just understand that the code will be non-editable and the code will get auto-generated by the system. But
Hmm.
you can decide from which number the code should get generated. The system will automatically not pick up any random number to generate the code. If you say that 10,000 is the number, so whenever you create a new position, it will keep incrementing by 1 from 10,000 onwards. So the next position will be 10,001. Once that is done, another position if you create, it will be 10,002. If you create another position, it will be 10,003. So that is how it works.
Hmm.
Okay, so you can set that sequence from which number should it start creating the external code. So we
Hmm.
have this setting for to generate the external code. So here we are just telling the system whether we want to generate the code externally. It means using a business rule or not. That's it.
Hmm.
Just by selecting this does not mean the system will automatically select its own number range and then it will start incrementing by 1.
Hmm.
We have to again configure the sequence from which number it should start creating the code, and also how many increments should it happen. Like let's say some in case if a client says that I want two numbers in between each position, it means the
Hmm.
increment should happen by two steps, not one. So
Hmm.
if your sequence starts from 10,000, the next position will be 10,002.
Hmm.
Then the next position will be 10,004, 10,006. So if you
Hmm.
want that to happen, you can put an increment as 2. But if
Hmm.
you want increment only by 1, so you will be setting it as 1, and the next position will be 10,001, another position will be 10,002, 10,003, in that way. So all that you have to configure.
Hmm.
Okay, from which number and also what will be the increment from there. This is only to say that you don't want to allow anyone to type the code. You want the system to generate the code. That's it.
Hmm.
Next, to be recruited status adaptation. This one. Set to be recruited. To be recruited is one of the fields on the position. When you have to be recruited as yes, it means this position is vacant. It means you can assign an employee to this position.
Hmm.
So this setting will this value will keep changing. So you don't have to do any manual changes every time by coming into the position. Based
Hmm.
on what is happening on the position, like let's say if someone is assigned to that position, this will become to be recruited to no. If someone is unassigned, it means someone left the company or someone has left that position or unassigned from that position and he got promoted to a different position. In that way, in that case, the position is getting vacant. It means no one is occupying that position. There is no incumbent. Incumbent is someone who is occupying that position. Okay. As I've
Hmm.
told you, whenever a hiring happens, first thing that we do is we create a position. Okay.
Hmm.
And then the recruiter will assign a candidate to that particular position saying that this is the right fit candidate for this particular
Hmm.
position. Then that position hiring will happen and that position will be permanently assigned to that particular employee. So whenever you are assigning this position, it means there is an incumbent for that particular position. So incumbent
Hmm.
means if the person or employee who is occupying that position. If there is no incumbent, it means no one has occupied that particular position.
Hmm.
Okay. If you say that there is an incumbent for this position, it means it is occupied by some employee.
Hmm.
So to set to be recruited status if incumbent is unassigned from a position. So it says that if a incumbent, it means if an employee is unassigned from the position, automatically this to be hired should change its value.
Hmm.
Okay. So how will it change? That we'll discuss now. So this is the concept of FT. Okay.
Hmm.
I've explained this in the last class. So let's see what it says. We have three different options. Never. It
Hmm.
means this to be recruited field will never change.
Hmm.
Okay. Why will it never change? Because you want to change it manually. You don't want the system to take precedence.
Hmm.
Okay, so in case if you are expecting the users or your HR people to update it manually, then you set it to never. So if you set it to never, whether it has assigned incumbents or if someone is leaving that position, this value will never change on its own.
Hmm.
Okay, you have to come and open this position and change the setting to yes or no based on what is happening on the position.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's say now here there is a position and its equivalent is FTE is 1. Okay. So whenever you assign some employee to this position, automatically that to be hired will become no, right? Because someone has occupied that position
Hmm.
to be hired or recruited. Okay, we already have it here. So let's say if someone, that guy has left the company, okay, automatically this to be hired should become yes for this
Yes.
particular position because it is vacant
Hmm.
now. The guy who is
Hmm.
occupying that position has left the company. So these things will actually happen automatically based on the setting. If you don't want the system to do this changes, you have to do this change manually. Then you set it to never. Okay. Next,
Hmm.
always. Always means whenever there is, like let's say you have incumbent one, okay, and there is a employee who has come and joined your or occupied this particular position. So as soon as there is a occupation, I mean someone who has occupied this position, it means this to be hired should become yes.
Hmm.
Okay. If he left the uh, position, immediately this will become no. Okay. This is the expected behavior. So let's say if this is true and only Ram, only one employee is occupying this position. Okay. But this position can actually occupy two different employees because the
Hmm.
FTE is two. Ram's FTE is only one. Okay. So
Hmm.
here we still have one more position one more FT vacant. So here, till this position is occupied completely, this will stay as yes. And then here, if this position is occupied by another employee, then this will change to no. Okay. So here, whenever there is a change, like let's say if someone, if not Ram, let's say Sam. If Sam has left the position, so automatically this will become yes again. Okay. Again, if Sam or someone else, like let's say Kelly, okay, someone has occupied this particular position, this will become no. If you want
Hmm.
these changes to happen automatically by the system, so you will be assigning always. So earlier
अच्छा.
we had never. So it means you will be doing these changes automatically. Sorry, you will be doing the changes manually. But if you select always, then the system will start checking the FTE values, and whenever there is an employee coming in and going, this keeps changing to yes to no. You don't have to manually do any updation. Okay.
Hmm.
Next, only if the FTE value is below planned value. Okay. So this one, in case if the FTE value is 1 and if no one has occupied this position, then it will become no, because the FTE value of the position is 1, but no, there is no employee occupying, so it will show you 0 by 1. It means 0 is the employee's FTE, 1 is the position's FTE. So it means there
Hmm.
is no assigned employee to this particular position. So when you
Hmm.
see this 0 by 1, or let's say if it is 1 by 2, it means the position employee FTE is not equal to this one, the position FTE. Then this will show as yes. Okay. In case if the
Hmm.
employee's incumbent or the employees FT and the position FT both are same, then only this will show as no. Okay, so if it says only if current FT value, so current FT means the position's FT is below planned value. Planned value means the employee's incumbent. So I hope you still remember the concept which I explained related to FT. So each
Hmm.
position will have
Full
an
time.
FTE. Yeah, each
Hmm.
position will have an FTE, and in case if you want to break this to two employees, if you want to assign this position to two different employees, you can give zero point 0.5 also to two
Hmm.
different employees. Okay, this zero point 0.5
Hmm.
0.5 of two different employees will make one. So if you assign
Hmm.
only one employee with 0.5, then the to be recruited is still yes, because it can still accommodate zero point 0.5 FT more. It is still left with zero point 0.5 FT. So it can be still recruited. It means it can be still assigned to another employee whose FT can be zero point 0.5. If another
Hmm.
employee is, let's say employee 1, employee 2, first employee's FT is, let's say 0.5, and if the next employee's FT is 1, you cannot assign this particular employee here, क्योंकि ये exceed हो रहा है. Position will
Hmm.
not be able to take more than 1 FT because you have set the maximum limit of your position FT to 1.
Hmm.
Okay, understood?
Hmm.
Okay, if you want to assign another employee to the same position, then the employee's FT has to be 0.5. It means the total of the employee's FT should not exceed this one. If it is less, then it's good. The system will show the to be hired status to yes because it has zero point 0.5 left. But once it becomes 1, this will become no. It means it can the to be recruited is becoming no. It means there is no more space or FT left that you can assign a employee to this particular position.
Hmm.
Next, reset to be hired status if incumbent is assigned to a position. So all these are actually interrelated. So first one here we are saying that if the incumbent is unassigned, okay, so every time you unassign an employee, then the to be recruited status, should it become yes or no? That is what we are talking about. Next we have, if the to be hired, to be recruited status, if incumbent is assigned to a position, okay, so only when there is an assignment, let's say the FT is 1, okay, the to be
Hmm.
hired status will be yes here, because there is no employee assigned to the position. Now let's say if someone is occupying that position now and his FT is 1. So now there is an assignment. So whenever there is an assignment, the to be hired or to be recruited status will become no. Okay. Let's say if you unassign this employee, okay, it means there is no assignment. You have removed the employee from the position. So what will happen? It will check this particular setting. So इसमें हम क्या बोल रहे हैं? Unassigned के लिए ही बोल रहे हैं. Okay, so if a employee is unassigned from this position, what should happen? You are saying that the FT, the to be recruited status should change based on the FT value. So if the FT of the employee who left, उसका FT अगर 1 है and he has left that particular position, so there is a change in the employee's FT. It means this will become 0 by 1. So the FT of the employee part is less than the actual FT of the position. So this to be hired will become yes. Okay, that's because you have set this value to change, or the value should become yes to no and no to yes only if the current FT value is below planned value. Current FT value means the employee's FT value. If it is below the planned value is the position's FT. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? Employee unassign कर रहे हैं, तो it means the current value, the employee's FT is becoming 0 because you are not assigning anyone, you are unassigning the employee. So below planned value means the planned value is 1, the FT of the position is 1, and when you are unassigning a position employee from that position, the current value of the employee is becoming 0. So 0 is less than 1. So that is what is the condition here. Only if the current FT value is below planned value. So 0 is less than 1. It means this is less than or below the planned value of the position FT. Then this setting will change to yes. Uh, Vaibhav is there? Avinash is there?
Yeah.
कुछ
हेलो।
confusing है क्या?
नहीं, कंफ्यूजन नहीं है।
Okay. Alright. So this is for unassigned, this is for assigned. So जब भी एक एम्प्लॉय को हम असाइन करते हैं पोजीशन पे, वो टू बी रिक्रूटेड का क्या होना है, that we will be setting here. If you are unassigning an employee from the position, then you will be using this setting. Based on what you set it here, the to be recruited field will keep changing from yes to no and no to yes. Next, set or reset to be recruited status if position FT is changed. So now we were talking only about employee assignment and unassigning. Okay. Now we have the third setting is about position FT. We are talking only about this one. So we have this FT1 here on the position. Okay. So it means it can accommodate only one employee for now. Okay, so the to be recruited status should become no here because the FT of the position is equal to the FT of the employee. So one by one it is occupied completely. Let's say your client said यार मुझे यही same position पे ज़्यादा employees को hire करना है. Then let's say in case if you increase the FT to 5, it means there is a change in the FTE value at the position level. Okay, so whenever there is a change in the FTE value in the position level, this to be recruited value should become yes again. Okay, because the FTE is changed to 5, but the occupied FTE is only 1. So it means there are 4 more FTEs vacant. So you can assign 4 more employees whose FTE is 1. So whenever you are changing the FTE of the position, then the to be recruited will become yes and no. Let's say यहाँ पे FTE 2 है, okay, and then यहाँ पे एक ही employee, still this will be showing you yes. Let's say आपने पहले 2 बोल के create किया है position पे, so it can accommodate 2 employees. But let's say your company said I want only 1 employee. So when it has 2 FTE and you have only 1 employee occupying that position, the to be recruited was yes, because it could have actually accommodated 1 more employee. You could have assigned another employee because 1 more FTE is empty. But let's say you change the FTE from 2 to 1 because your client decided that यार ये position पे मुझे 2 बंदे नहीं चाहिए, मुझे एक ही बंदे चाहिए. I don't want to assign multiple employees. Then when you change it to yes, automatically when you change it to 1, this 1 is equivalent to the employees FTE. So 1 by 1 it is full. So then immediately this will become no. So यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं हम third setting में, we are changing the FTE of the position. If you increase it, so if you increase it to higher numbers, and if the assigned FTE is less than this, then this will change to yes. If you have lesser number of employees and if you change this to the FTE equivalent to the occupied FTE, the employees FTE, then this will become no. So we are changing the FTE at the position level. So based on this number, the to be hired or to be recruited should become yes to no and no to yes. So the third setting is for that. You're changing the to be recruited, or you're asking the system to make this changes automatically based on the position FTE, whatever you're changing on that position level. Next, last one we have set or reset to be recruited status if a incumbent FTE is changed. So यहाँ पे हम क्या बोल रहे हैं, incumbent FTE. यहाँ पे we have discussed positions FTE. Now here it is incumbent FTE. So what it means is, let's say यहाँ पे FTE 2 है, okay, and you have assigned only 1 employee. So it means it can accommodate 1 more employee here, right? So the to be hired should show you yes. It means position has 2, but you have assigned only 1. It means 1 more is vacant. So the to be recruited or to be hired will be yes, because you can assign 1 more employee. Let's say your company has decided that Ram itself will work overtime and he is going to be 2 FTE. So it means you're changing the FTE of the employee here. You're not changing the FTE at the position level. So employee का अगर आप FTE change कर रहे हो तो this setting will start working. So ये अगर incumbent का FTE अगर change कर रहे हैं and if the to be recruited status should become yes to no, no to yes, then we will set this to yes. So it means if it is 1, okay, and if it is 1, it means this is equal, then the to be recruited will become no. Let's say आपने राम का पार्ट टाइम कर दिया because Ram doesn't want to work full time in that project. So you have changed the FTE of Ram to 0.5. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, you're reducing the FTE of the employee. So but the actual FTE that the position can accommodate is 1. तो यहाँ पे still there is room of 0.5. तो ये 0.5 किसी और को असाइन कर सकते हैं. It means to be hired will become yes again because you have 0.5 remaining FT that you can assign it to a different employee. Okay, So if you're changing the FTE of the employee or the incumbent, then this value keeps changing from yes to no, no to yes, based on the FTE value that you are going to assign to the employee. So if you want the system to change the to be recruited based on the change in the FTE of the employee, then you will use this setting. Okay, here with this, I want you to go through this couple of times so you'll
Hmm.
remember it. ये simple है, ये English sentences है, so just by looking at this you will be able to understand. The only thing is you need to remember what are all the different options available.
Hmm.
Okay, next we have hierarchy adaptation. You can use the options on this tab to determine whether and how changes to one hierarchy are reflected in other hierarchy. Okay, so before we are going into the hierarchy part, I want to explain two things. So when we talked about position, I told you that you create a position under a team lead. Let's say team lead ka position 1 2 3 4 5 hai. So the team lead has now decided that he needs two reportees. It means there are two open positions under him. So you want to create two positions. उसका position IDs ये है. Okay. So these are executives. Now these two positions are reporting to this position. ठीक है. Let's say this is a manager and here you have TLs. Let's say under TLs you have more positions. Okay. So understood this part. ये मैनेजर है,
मैनेजर है, मैनेजर के
ये
अंदर
दोनों
टीएल है।
टीएल है.
और उसके अंदर एम्प्लॉयज है।
करेक्ट.
हायरार्की हो गया है।
सो यहाँ पे मैं पोजीशन का हायरार्की बात कर रहा हूँ. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग
हम्म,
अबाउट एम्प्लॉयज हायरार्की.
हम्म।
ओके, सो आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग हु इज ऑक्यूपाइंग दिस पोजीशन. यहाँ पे राम है, सैम है, केली है, मैट है. वी आर नॉट डिस्कसिंग अबाउट हु इज द मैनेजर. We are talking only about the position of the manager. Okay, so let's say if there is a vacancy in that particular position, probably we'll hire someone. Let's say if Rahim is the employee who is hired for this particular position. So now the position is occupied by Rahim, right? So this is the position ID and Rahim is the employee. So Rahim will again have a employee ID. Okay, so यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? We have positions and we are reporting positions to each of these positions. 1 2 3 4 6 is reporting to this particular position. So we are not saying hello, hello.
आपका नेट गया वापिस।
Okay, अभी ठीक है.
हाँ, अभी आ गया वापिस।
Oh great. Okay, so what I'm saying is यहाँ पे we are talking only about position reporting. We are not talking about who is reporting to who. I'm not saying that I'm reporting to Avinash or I'm reporting to Ram or someone else. We are not talking about the names of the employees. We are only talking about the positions. So ये मैनेजर का पोजीशन है, मैनेजर के नीचे दो टीम लीड का पोजीशन है और टीम लीड के नीचे दो एम्प्लॉयज की पोजीशंस है. So this is how there is a hierarchy between the different positions, right? The same way,
यस।
probably even a manager might be reporting to another senior manager, right? So senior manager के लिए भी और एक पोजीशन होगा. तो लेट्स से अगर टीएल के नीचे, जस्ट टीएल के नीचे मुझे और एक पोजीशन क्रिएट करना है. सो व्हाट एम आई गोइंग टू डू, यहाँ पे मैं और एक पोजीशन ऐड कर दूंगा. ओके, सो इट मींस दिस पोजीशन is reporting to this position. So this type of hierarchy between positions is called as position hierarchy.
Hmm.
Okay. Now we have another case. Let's say Naresh is reporting to Avinash, and Avinash
Yeah, I
is
can.
reporting to, let's say, Kelly. Kelly is reporting to John. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? We are taking the names.
Hmm.
Okay. These are employees, not positions.
Hmm.
So when you talk about hierarchy where employees are involved, this is called as reporting hierarchy.
Hmm.
Okay. So when you talk only about positions or position IDs, it's going to be position hierarchy. When you're talking about employees, this is called as reporting hierarchy. Who is reporting
Hmm.
to whom? Naresh is reporting to Avinash. Avinash is reporting to Kelly. Kelly is reporting to. So when you're talking about employees reporting structure, then we will talk about reporting hierarchy. Okay. So when you talk
Hmm.
about this one, let's say नरेश का पोजीशन 1 2 3 4 है. ओके. और अविनाश का पोजीशन 1 2 3 4 5 है. और किली का पोजीशन 1 2 3 4 5 6. ठीक है.
Hmm.
Now we are saying that Avinash is reporting, sorry, Naresh is reporting to Avinash, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
तो ये without the positions I might be reporting to you.
Hmm.
Okay. So this is called as reporting hierarchy that we already discussed. But let's say
Hmm.
अगर अविनाश का position ये है,
Hmm.
okay, and my position is not any one of these or not even this.
Hmm.
Okay, my position is something which starts with P. Okay.
Hmm.
So यहाँ पे position to position reporting नहीं है. I am just
Hmm.
reporting to Avinash directly, but my position
Hmm.
might be saying that my this position is reporting to some other number which is
Hmm.
occupied by, let's say, Sam. Okay. So this position, या अगर इस पोजीशन में जाएंगे तो इसका मैनेजर का पोजीशन क्या है बोल के देखेंगे तो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी बाय मैनेजर्स पोजीशन.
Hmm.
ओके. बट मेरा एक्चुअल मैनेजर कौन है बोल के मैं पूछ रहा हूं तो सिस्टम सेज दैट अविनाश इज माय एक्चुअल मैनेजर. सो देयर इज अ
Hmm.
डिफरेंस हियर. Position reporting can be different from the actual reporting structure.
Hmm.
Okay. So as per the position it will be Sam क्योंकि ये position का manager है this one as per the hierarchy of the positions. Okay.
Hmm.
But if you remove this guy, if you talk about normal reporting structure without talking about position, then Naresh is reporting to Avinash.
Hmm.
Okay. So these are two different concepts. One is reporting hierarchy and the other one is position hierarchy. पोजीशन
Hmm.
हायरार्की में हम सिर्फ पोजीशन का हायरार्की जो भी पोजीशन हम मेंटेन करते हैं उसका हायर लेवल पोजीशन क्या है, बेस्ड ऑन दैट योर मैनेजर विल बी डिफाइंड. यहाँ पे क्या है, वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट पोजीशंस. whoever
Hmm.
is set as your manager, if Avinash is set as my manager on the job information, then Avinash will become my manager. It does not matter what position is occupying or if my position is reporting to Avinash's position or not. That is not the criteria there. You should
Hmm.
maintain in the job information that Avinash is your manager. That's it.
Hmm.
So, why are we talking about this? In your organization, the client will decide whether they want to use position hierarchy or reporting hierarchy. In case if a client is using position management, if it means they are using positions and position structure, then they will select the leading hierarchy as position hierarchy. It means for every employee they hire, they assign a position and each position will report to another position. So
Hmm.
जो भी इसको ऑक्यूपाई कर रहा है that will become the this position's manager. So I'll tell you in a
Hmm.
different way now. Let's say अभी दो positions है. We'll take this two positions into. I've made them bold. I'll add them to the box. Now let's say we have two different positions. We are saying that
Hmm.
in the position leading hierarchy, this position is reporting to this position. Okay. So we are not talking about who is reporting to whom. We are only
Hmm.
talking about or saying that this position, this manager position will be, or reporting position will be this one.
Hmm.
Let's say अभी RAM ने ये position occupy कर दिया, and here we have Sam. So it means Sam is at the reportee's position and Ram is at the manager's position or the lead's position. So this position, since it is reporting to this guy, obviously the system will say that even Sam is reporting to Ram.
Hmm.
Okay. So because your positions are reporting to each other, automatically whoever is occupying this position will become Ram's reportee. Let's
Hmm.
say Sam has left the organization and let's say some new person has come. Let's say Matt has come to the organization and he is occupied. Now Ram reportee will become Matt. It means Matt's manager is Ram because
Hmm.
इसका पोजीशन पे हम जाके देखेंगे. See what will happen is on the position we have something called as, where is it? Okay, higher level position. This one, sorry. So higher level position. So what it means is this is your manager's position or your higher level position.
Hmm.
Okay, so when we are talking about this position, let's say if this is our position, or let's say we'll go into another example. We go into a position. So every position will have a higher level position. So it means this position is reporting to this position. Okay. So
Hmm.
when you say this position, put it in Excel sheet. Whenever you're making any changes to this position, you need to also check if there is a higher level position. This means this position is the higher level position for this position. So this is the, let's say, TL's position and this is your employee's position. So whoever is occupying this position will become the manager of this position. So अगर इसको कोई time बोल के कोई बंदा ने assign, you have assigned this position, sorry, you have assigned this employee to this position, then whoever is occupying this position will become TAM's manager. So is it confusing?
हाँ थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी है.
Okay, so वही you need to understand. Normally क्या है, as an employee you only talk about your manager.
Hmm.
Okay, we never talk about positions or position structure.
Hmm.
But success factor mein, this is one of the important topics where there is two different types of reporting. One is your normal reporting structure where you talk about the employees. There is
Hmm.
another structure which talks about your positions. तो
Hmm.
जो भी ये पोजीशन ऑक्यूपाई करता है, he will become your manager automatically. As of
Hmm.
now, if Van is occupying this position, Sam's manager will be Van.
Hmm.
Okay, let's say अगर हम कोई नया मैनेजर को लेके आ गए, Van has left the company and let's say Sam has occupied this position. So automatically Sam's manager will become Sam.
ठीक है.
Okay, so your reporting structure, your manager is dependent on who is occupying this position, your reporting position.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is about position structure. But in case if you're talking about reporting structure, we do not talk about these positions. मैंने अगर बोल दिया कि टैम का मैनेजर सैम है तो now Sam will become the manager. If Sam has left the company, there won't be any manager for Tam
Hmm.
unless you assign a new employee.
Reporting hierarchy.
रिपोर्टिंग हायरार्की एग्जैक्टली. तो अगर मैं बोलूंगा कि नो केली विल बी योर मैनेजर, देन टर्म्स मैनेजर विल बिकम केली.
Hmm.
ओके. बट लेट्स से अगर हम पोजीशन मैनेजमेंट लेंगे तो व्हाट विल हैपन इज, लेट्स से if these are the two positions and I'm saying that ram is occupying this position and यहाँ पे let's say yam is the manager. ओके. इसके ऊपर और एक मैनेजर का, इसका मैनेजर का पोजीशन रहेगा. ओके. लेट्स से दिस इज ऑक्यूपाइड बाय Lucy. Okay. So let's say if Yam has left the company. Okay. So when
Hmm.
Lam has who is that guy? Yeah, Yam has left the company. Automatically, system will pick up Lucy as your manager because ये पोजीशन अगर वेकेंट है तो इसका पोजीशन पे मैनेजर कौन है, दैट पोजीशन, दैट एम्प्लॉय विल बिकम योर मैनेजर ऑटोमेटिकली.
Hmm.
Okay. So here you are not saying who is going to be your next manager. अगर यहाँ पे vacant है कोई भी manager का position, so the next level manager will become your direct manager. This will happen when you are using position hierarchy as the leading hierarchy.
Hmm.
But let's say अगर यहाँ पे positions नहीं है और RAM के ऊपर YAM है और यहाँ इसके ऊपर KELI है, तो when Yam leaves the company, your manager's position or manager will be vacant. The system will not say that Kelly will be your next manager. As long as this manager's position is empty, it means no one is occupying this manager's role, you will not have a manager. This is in reporting structure. So system is not getting you or trying to give you a manager automatically in the reporting structure or the reporting
Hmm.
hierarchy. But when it comes to position hierarchy, whoever is occupying that position, that person will become your manager. So we'll discuss this more, so that you'll get the understanding. I know it will be confusing for you because this is the first time you are listening to this kind of terminology.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'll see if I can explain it in a different way.
Hmm.
क्या है यहाँ पे? Okay, so this one I'm going to explain it to you again tomorrow. So
Hmm.
let's leave this part for now. So वही ये
Hmm.
दो ही टॉपिक्स हैं. अगर आपको कुछ लीडिंग हायरार्की कुछ सेलेक्ट ही नहीं करना है तो you'll select none. Mostly
Hmm.
if you're using position management settings, we always use position hierarchy. So when you select position hierarchy, it means हम hierarchy positions के लेवल पे डिफाइन करते हैं, not based on the employees. Okay.
Hmm.
In case if you have a reporting position, whoever is occupying that position will become your manager indirectly. Okay. So just remember this. In case if you are using positions, it will be always position hierarchy that we are going to use here.
Hmm.
Reassign direct subordinates according to position hierarchy on the termination screen. So this one, इसका concept क्या है? Let's say there is an employee now, and he has employee 1, employee 2, employee 3 and employee 4. Okay.
Hmm.
लेट्स से एम्प्लॉय 4 के नीचे और 4 एम्प्लॉयज है. So let's say employee 4 has decided to leave the organization. What will happen? Now when 4 is getting terminated, the system will throw an error saying that you have some reportees.
Hmm.
इसका मैं क्या करूं? इसका मैनेजर कोई नहीं रहेगा. So system will give you an option to move all these employees to the higher level manager. Okay, so that is the option here. Reassign direct subordinates according to the position hierarchy on your termination screen. ये ऑप्शन दिखना चाहिए कि नहीं. Okay, so if you want to see this option on the position, I'll show you how it will work. Let's say I'll do this employee. Let's hope he has some incumbents. So I'm trying to terminate this employee now. एक minute here. End employment. So end employment बोले तो I am trying to terminate this employee. Okay, so when I'm trying to terminate this employee, नीचे देखेंगे तो यहाँ पे मुझे deactivate position. I'm sorry, not this one. I think this employee does not have any incumbents. Sorry, reportees. Let's see if we can pick up a manager. We want some reportees. ऑप्शन क्यों नहीं दिख रहा है? So what it will show is, let me search for an employee who has some reportees. हमें reportees चाहिए तभी वो option दिखेगा. So what will do is the system will give you an option to reassign those subordinates. अभी वो किसको करना है? हायर लेवल मैनेजर को करना है या किसी और मैनेजर के लिए करना है? I'll show you that option. So see, this option reassign direct subordinates according to the position hierarchy means at the position level we have RAM. Let's say इसका ID ये है और इसका positions उसका reporting positions ये है. Okay, or this employee, for each employee we have some more employees underneath. When in case if you're terminating this employee, the system will say अभी इसके लिए manager नहीं रहेगा ये पूरे employees के लिए, because you're terminating this guy. So whom should these people or the people who are occupying this position, whom should they report? So as per the position hierarchy, these people will directly start reporting to whoever has occupied this position, इसका higher level position. Okay, so if you want the system to do this, whenever there is some termination happening at the managerial level, अगर उसका next level manager को report करना है, तो then you will select this option to always yes. Okay, so when you set this to yes, automatically whenever there is a termination to the lead or your manager's position, automatically these people underneath or reporting to you will report to the higher level manager, not to these guys. Same level पे नहीं, higher level manager पे. Once there is a new employee occupying this position, automatically जो भी ये employee इसको occupy करेगा, that manager will again become the manager for these employees. Okay. नेक्स्ट वी हैव नो. इट मीन्स अगर हम इसको टर्मिनेट कर रहे हैं and if you don't want the system to pick up the next level manager as the manager for the subordinates, then you will set
हम्म
it to no. It means इनको अभी मैनेजर नहीं रहेगा because you have
हम्म
terminated this employee and you're asking the system not to assign the higher level manager as the manager to these employees.
हम्म
You want to assign a new person to this position and then you want to assign the subordinates only to the new manager. You don't want to assign the subordinates to the higher level manager. In that case, you will select this to no. Then we have yes optional. बोले तो option देगा. Whenever you are terminating a manager or a lead here, the system will give you an option. Do you want to make this person as the manager to these people or not? अगर तुम नो
हम्म
बोल के सेलेक्ट करोगे on the termination screen, then system will not give you an option to select any manager there. It means you are not selecting any manager to them. अगर
हाँ,
ऑप्शन में आप yes से yes बोल के सेलेक्ट करोगे, automatically all the subordinates will start reporting to the higher level position.
हम्म
Okay, so for this particular setting on the termination screen, we have this option. Next, we have default the supervisor or the position in recruit MSS job information. So normally क्या होता है, on the job information you have a field called manager position. Let me show you. Job information में ये देखो supervisor बोल के दिख रहा है. So this person will be your manager. So what will happen is from the position, whoever is occupying that position, that person, sorry, तो यार will continue tomorrow. Probably it will be more confusing to you. तो थोड़ा ये complex है. I know.
थोड़ा 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 करके हो जाएगा, अच्छा रहेगा।
हाँ तो वही इसीलिए I don't want to continue anymore. I'm getting a
हम्म,
feeling that you are getting confused.
वो भी है और मेरा क्या नींद भी पूरा नहीं हो रहा है।
Yeah,
तो
I
ज्यादा
understand.
ठूसने से मतलब नहीं है।
क्या करें
चार
फिर
बजे
रात
सोना
को
है।
कुछ होगा क्या? रात को कुछ हो गया क्या? आफ्टर
भाई
10:30.
मेरे को देखो, जो मार्केट रिसर्च है ना,